Hello and welcome. You tune into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Snehi Shah. In the next 1 hour, we'll take you through all the buzzers that are making news either on the back of news flow or on the back of technical charts. But first up, let's take stock of how the market is shaping up. Well, a rather muted day coming in on D Street and a breather that we are seeing, after the rally that we saw last week. Market is taking a breather today.
Taking a breather, and this is what Monday is, Ankita. So let's see what the rest of the week holds for us. And so good afternoon. So let's take a look at what the market is doing right now. What was a flat start for us has now dipped into the red, and we're seeing a 0.5% cut on Nifty, Sensex. You have Nifty Bank also. That's 0.1% in the green. India Wix is up 3.5%, but the broader end of the market is outperforming the benchmarks. Names like Trent, SBI, IndusInd Bank, Shriram Finance continue to do well from the Nifty. But with that, let's get kick-started with the show, and let's welcome on board Sameet Chavan, Head Research Technical and Derivative at Angel One, who's joined us on the show today. And from our in-house research team, we have Kanishka as well as Ravinder joining us. Ankita, take it away with the first talk.
Yes, absolutely. The first stock is Cochin Shipyard because the company has bagged a notable order that's in the range of 100 to 250 crores, from the Polestar Maritime Limited for the construction of 2 tugs of 70T bollard pull power. Now, the tugs are in addition to the 3 70T bollard pull tugs that are contracted earlier with the Udupi Cochin Shipyard, a wholly owned subsidiary of Cochin Shipyard. The tugs will be built on the design of Robert Allen Limited, a leading global design house for harbour tugs. Also, Cochin Shipyard and its wholly owned subsidiary have benchmarked the delivery timelines and quality of the tugs being constructed in India, and Udupi CSL have been piloting the initial projects under this scheme. And on the back of that, Cochin Shipyard is in focus today. It has given up those morning gains, but nonetheless trading with gains of almost 1% in trade.
Okay, so that's the move on Cochin Shipyard. Another stock that's flying high in trade today is Indigo. Good move coming in, almost 3% higher. Now, the charts have been very solid for this stock. Here to date, the stock is itself up 30%. Sameet, Indigo is the chart that you've picked out for us. Give us a sense of what you are spotting in the future for this chart.
Good afternoon. See, overall, this stock has been one of the rank outperformers over the past couple of years. We can see a series of higher highs, higher lows in all time frame charts. Recently we saw some, knee-jerk reaction in this counter when crude oil was spiking up. But again, it has cooled off a bit, and as far as Indigo is concerned, the stock price has also reversed after taking support around its 89-day exponential moving average. So 5,200 has become a very sacrosanct support for Indigo. It has now entered an uncertain territory. Soon we would see the stock surpassing 6,000, which is a matter of some formality now. Overall, if you see, the stock is likely to head towards 6,200, 6,400 over the next few weeks.
Okay, so that's the take on Indigo and the levels to watch out for. Let's keep it going and talk about a high flyer in today's trading session. That's Alembic Pharma. The stock was up as high as 13% in today's trading session. Let's understand what is driving this move in Alembic Pharma in today's trading session. It is a positive move, no doubt coming in for Alembic Pharma, because the reason is that the company has announced US FDA final approval for their doxorubicin hydrochloride liposome. Now, this liposome injection is indicated for the treatment of ovarian cancer. It is also used in treatments of AIDS-related Kaposi sarcoma and multiple myeloma. This will be available in single-dose vials, and according to data by the IQVIA, the estimated market size for this drug, this injection is a single dose vial is $29 million for the 12 months ending March 2025. So, big positive coming in for Alembic Pharma. US FDA not coming in for their cancer injection. On the back of that, the stock is up almost 11% as we speak.
All right, the big moves coming in on Alembic Pharma, 11% gains coming in there. But another mover in trade today is Hindustan Copper. Ravinder, you picked up Hindustan Copper on the back of an MOU, I believe. That stock is up nearly 1%. Tell us what's the entire news flow.
Well, yes, Hindustan Copper is in focus. The company has executed a MOU with Indian Oil Limited and to jointly participate in the copper critical minerals block auctions and develops and operationalize a block for the exploration and mining and processing of minerals and the shares risk. And across the value chain, the purpose of the MOU is also to share investment and risk for the development, mining and processing from existing asset of from HCL. So back of this, Hindustan Copper is in focus, and the share and the stock is gaining is up more than 1%.
Okay, so Hindustan Copper looking good today, a 1% uptick coming in. Sameet, coming to you, CDSL is a stock that you've picked out for us. Now, lately the entire capital markets theme seems to have done well. What are you making for CDSL on the charts?
Yeah, as far as CDS is concerned, this stock managed to find support around 1600, which coincides with its 20 exponential moving average as well. Now this stock is clearly knocking the door of its recent swing highs, which is placed around 1820. Once this 1820 is surpassed on a closing basis, we could see this stock surpassing 1900, 1920 with an ease, and then heading towards 2000. So overall, the chart structure looks quite promising. And as I said, once the breakout happens beyond 1820, next 10 to 12% move clearly on cards.
Alright, that is CDSL on the charts, but moving on to another high flyer in trade, and that's Torrent Pharma. Kanishka, big news coming in for Torrent Pharma as well. Take us through the details of that news.
That's right. Torrent Pharma is in focus today as it is announced that it's going to buy a controlling stake of 46.39% in JB Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals from global investment firm KKR. Now, the deal values JB Pharma at 25,600 crore rupees on a fully diluted basis. Moreover, after this acquisition, Torrent plans to merge JB Chemicals with itself. Now, according to Torrent, the transaction will be carried out in two phases. In the first phase, Torrent will purchase 46.39% equity stake from KKR through a share purchase agreement for 11,917 crore rupees, paying 1,600 per share. Now, this will be followed by a mandatory open offer to acquire up to 26% of JB Pharma's shares from public shareholders at 1,639 rupees per share. In the second phase, JB Pharma will be merged into Torrent Pharma through a scheme of arrangement. Now, as per the approved terms, shareholders holding 100 JB Pharma shares will receive 51 shares of Torrent. Now, following this development, Torrent Pharma shares are up almost 2% in trade today, whereas JB Chemical shares, they are down about 6.5%.
Okay, so that's the take on Torrent Pharma. That stock is also doing pretty well in today's trading session. Let's move on from that, and Ankita, talk to us about telecom stocks. These stocks are also in focus today.
Yes, absolutely. The telecom stocks are also in focus today, and in fact, we have this data that's come out for the subscriber data that has come out. If you look at the total number of telecom subscribers in India, that stands at 120 odd crores right now, with total mobile connections of 116 crores and landlines up to 3.86 crores. Now, according to the data that's come out, Reliance Jio and Bharti Airtel have added over 99% new customers during the month. And if you look at Vodafone Idea, that has been on the losing end. Vodafone Idea has lost 2.76 lakh customers in mobile subscriber base. So we have been talking about how Vodafone Idea has been losing subscriber base. So according to this, they have lost approximately 2.74 lakh crore subscribers in the month gone by. And on the back of that, all these telecom players are in focus today. Currently, Bharti Airtel is reeling under pressure of 1%, Reliance 2 reeling under pressure of 1 odd percent. Vodafone Idea also in focus in the back of the subscriber data that's come out for the telecom sector.
Okay, so a couple of these telecom stocks are in focus in today's trading session. Let's move away from that. And Sameet, you've picked out a stock from us, for us, Bank of Baroda, which is from the PSU pack. Now, the PSU banks have been the market darling in today's trading session. Give us a sense of how this chart is looking to you.
Clearly, the entire space is on roll since morning. As far as Bank of Baroda is concerned, the stock managed to take support around 230, 235, and the kind of price and volume action that we have been witnessing since morning. It certainly looks encouraging, and the stock is likely to challenge its recent swing highs of 255, 258 quite soon. So the overall bias remains positive, and on the low side now, 240, 235 would act as a very strong support. Any decline from current level would be a good buying opportunity, and 230 would act as a very strong support, and it's an immediate base for this particular counter as well.
Okay, so that's the take on Bank of Baroda. While we're talking about banks, let's talk about Karnataka Bank. This stock is in pressure in today's trading session on the back of some management quitting moves coming in from this company. We understand MD and CEO Sri Krishnan Hari Sharma has resigned effective July 15. Executive Director Sekhar Rao has also resigned effective 31st of July. Now, Raghavendra Srinivas Bhatt has been appointed as the Chief Operating Officer effective 2nd July, and the board is going to be initiating process for appointment of a new MD and ED as well. The board is forming a committee to find replacements and to seek regulatory nod for interim appointments. Now, why this has happened is because we understand this is because of the differences between the management and the board of the company, and auditors have flagged around 1.53 crore rupees worth of expenses made without board approval, and these expenses included consultancy and capital outlay deemed recoverable. Auditors have issued emphasis of matters in FY25 accounts as well, and Karnataka Bank so far has said that the matter has been resolved amicably, but nonetheless the stock has recovered slightly from the day's low, but still a 5.5% cut coming in on Karnataka Bank in today's trade.
Alright, so that's the banking pack, but coming back to the pharma pack then, Aurobindo Pharma, Ravinder, tell us what's the news for here?
Well, as Aurobindo Pharma is in focus, our company has informed the restart of penicillin G production at their Kakinada facility post receipt of the consent to operate from Andhra Pradesh Pollution Control Board. So back of this, Aurobindo Pharma is in focus and stock is holding a gain of approx 1.5%.
So that stock is doing well today. That's Aurobindo Pharma. But Sameet, coming to you for UPL. Now, give us a sense of what you are seeing when it comes to UPL, because if you pull up the chart of UPL, last 6 months, this stock has given excellent returns. In fact, 30% higher in the last 6 months itself. And do you believe this momentum can sustain on the charts?
Recently, we saw this stock, consolidating, slipping into a consolidation mode. However, it seems that around 625, 630, this stock seems to have formed a good base. And since morning, we are seeing good traction. It has already surpassed its, recent swing high of 645, 648. And if you look at the volume activity, it has risen substantially in last 3 trading sessions. So we expect this stock, heading towards its previous swing highs, which is now 690, 700. So overall, the bias remains positive. Within the longer term bullish territory, this stock seems to have slipped into a consolidation mode, but within this range also, 690, 700, these are the next important levels to watch out for.
Alright, moving on from UPL to auto stocks that are in focus today, and of course it is the day where we get the auto sales number. Kanishka, tell us what are we penciling in for the auto sales data?
That's right, auto stocks are in spotlight as the market is bracing for a mixed set of numbers as far as June wholesale numbers are concerned. Numbers will start coming out from tomorrow. Now, the two-wheeler makers, they are likely to shine supported by rural demand in the marriage season. TVS Motor and Bajaj Auto, they are expected to post strong year-on-year growth of 23% and 9% respectively, whereas Hero Moto may report an 8% month-on-month rise in volumes as per Nuvama estimates. Now, in contrast, the passenger vehicle segment, those players are likely to face some headwinds. Maruti Suzuki and Tata Motors both are expected to see declines of 5% on a year-on-year basis. CV sales, they are expected to be subdued as well, with flat or marginal declines coming in across names like Ashok Leyland and Tata Motors through VECV. Though VECV may buck the trend with some modest upticks. Meanwhile, the tractor segment, that may continue to benefit from positive rural sentiment and a favorable base as well. M&M's tractor sales are estimated to rise 7% on a year-on-year basis and 25% when compared from the previous month. So, hence all these auto names are in focus today.
Alright, moving on then to the next counter that is in focus today, and that is Ashok Leyland. Let's find out what's going in for Ashok Leyland. Now, they had their roadshow takeaways according to DAM Capital. The MHCV industry is likely to grow in the mid-single digit in FY26. The industry is likely to record a strong growth from south and east regions going forward, while north and west may witness lower traction. The reduced impact of cyclicality by expanding non-truck business is likely. The MHCV truck break-even volume is drastically reduced by 25% from FY21 levels, which has helped sustain healthy margins despite the ongoing slowdown. The management is confident of maintaining healthy margins as the growth in the non-MHCV business of aftermarket defense power solutions, LCV exports, etc. are better placed. Now, the pricing is more important than the volumes in the industry. The vision is to target into the 10 CV players. Currently, the AL is the top 20 global CV player. very hopeful on healthy defense growth over the next 2 to 3 years based on likely new trends and the Make in India theme. And on the back of that, Ashok Leyland is in focus on the back of its roadshow takeaways.
Okay, so that's the reason Ashok Leyland is in focus today. While we are talking about the entire auto space, TVS Motor reigns as the market leader in the electric two-wheeler segment for the third straight month, with Bajaj Auto hot on its heels. Nivedna is joining us with more updates from this segment. Nivedna.
TVS Motor has cemented its position as the top player in India's electric two-wheeler market, in fact for the third month in a row. Backed by a wider product line and rapid network expansion, the company sold 23,472 units in June, capturing a 25% market share. Now, in comparison, Bajaj Auto took the second spot with 21,238 units and a 22% share. Ola Electric, which once led the market, continued to slide, reporting 17,628 units and holding an 18% share. Now, Ather Energy followed with 13,397 units, securing 14% of the market, while Hero MotoCorp doubled its share to 7%, selling 6,775 units. Now, overall electric two-wheeler sales stood at 95,605 units between June 1st and 29. This is slightly lower than May's total of 1,901 units. But even as the segment shows strong momentum, the industry is now facing potential disruption. China's curbs on rare earth exports, critical for EV components, have clearly raised alarms, with both TVS and Bajaj warning of possible production cuts starting July. So one has to wait and find out how that is going to pan out.
All right, coming back then to all the buzzers in trade today. Sameet, let me come to you. You've picked out City Union Bank for us. Tell us what you see on the charts for this particular counter, because today, in fact, today itself, it is up and away almost 4% in trade. It has given some good return in the last 6 months, a clear outperformer there. Do you see this positive momentum to continue?
Certainly, yes. At least in prices, it is reflecting that this momentum is likely to continue. Stock has already surpassed its multi-month, resistance level of 205 with an ease. And now, looking at the weekly and monthly time frame charts, it seems that there's no major resistance before 240. So overall, yes, the bias remains positive. Any decline from current levels towards say 205, 200 would be a good buying opportunity. On the lower side now, 200 followed by 190, 185 would act as a very strong support zone.
Okay, so those are the levels to watch out for on City Union Bank. But while we're talking about banks, once again, let's continue speaking about IDBI Bank that has been in focus, because shares of IDBI Bank, they rallied about 4%, simmered down slightly from the day's high, but nonetheless a 3% uptick coming in on the shares because reports have surfaced that the centre is gearing up to invite financial bids for the lender. As per agencies, we understand that the government is close to finalizing the share purchase agreement with potential buyers. And remember, the IDBI Bank stake sale, which has faced multiple delays over the last 3 years, is considered a key part of the government's broader divestment strategy. So, of course, this is going to create some significant moves in the stock as and when we have more news. But nonetheless, a 3% uptick for today is what we're seeing on IDBI Bank as we speak.
All right, that's IDBI Bank in focus, up and away 3%. But NLC India, Rabinder, you picked out for us. Tell us what's the news flow for NLC India?
Well, as NLC India is in focus, our company has received a letter of award from NTPC Limited for setting up 450 megawatt interstate transmission system, connected wind solar hybrid power project, and supply of hybrid power project generated from this project to NTPC Limited. So back of this, and NLC India is in focus, and the stock is holding a gain of approx 1%.
Okay, so that's the reason why NLC India is in focus in today's trade. Let's move on. And Kanishka, you've picked out two stocks for us, BHEL and Adani Power. Tell us what is the news flow here and why have you picked them up for today, for us today?
That's right. These two are in focus because BHEL has announced that it has secured an order worth 6,500 crore rupees from Adani Power. Now, this letter of award pertains to supply and commissioning of equipment for at least 6 thermal power units of 800 megawatt each. Now, the nature of the award involves the supply of equipment, a steam turbine generator, along with auxiliaries and also supervision of erection and commissioning as per the BHEL filing. Now, following this development, BHEL shares, they are up over 1% in trade today, whereas Adani Power, that's up nearly 0.3% at this point.
All right. With that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we're getting you some more buzzes on the other side. Stay tuned.
From power corridors to corporate boardrooms, from